Imagine waking each morning knowing death is already waiting for you. Not as an idea, not as a whisper in the distance, but as a shadow in every street, every breath, every human face. You tie the mask over your head, the long beak stuffed with herbs and vinegar-soaked cloth, hoping it will keep the sickness away. You know it will not, but without it, you cannot even step outside. You lift your staff, you open the door, and the city of the dying swallows you whole. The streets reek before. You take 3 steps. Rotting flesh, burned tar, smoke from endless pyres, the stink of sweat and filth where whole families huddle, coughing into rags already black with blood. Doors hang open where neighbors have fled. Windows slam shut as you pass. Children cry in corners. Dogs whimper. The bells toll without end. A constant dirge for bodies no one has strength to count anymore. Your boots crunch over straw scattered in the mud. It's meant to soak up the blood and vomit that pour from the sick. It never works. The straw is always wet, always red. A woman rushes toward you, clutching your robe with frantic hands. Save him, please. Save him. Her son lies on a pallet, face swollen, lumps like black marbles rising from his neck. Breath rattles, shallow, broken. You kneel. You press your staff to the ground beside you. The beak of your mask dips closer. You do what you have been taught. Lance the swelling, let it drain. Wipe the blood, pack the wound with herbs, offer the draught bitter, sharp, wine mixed with vinegar, rosemary, sage. The boy moans once, then falls still. The mother's scream pierces the alley. She pushes you back. She curses you. Her fists pound against your chest. You did nothing, she wails, and she is right. You rise. You cannot stay. There are too many waiting, too many dying. You move on, your heart heavy beneath the leather robe. By midday, the sun is cruel, beating down on roofs and cobblestones. The air is thick, choking. Fires burn in every square, meant to purify the air. But they only make the smoke denser. You join other doctors at the edge of the plague house. The building groans under the weight of bodies. Inside, cots are lined wall to wall, each holding a face pale as wax. Some whisper prayers, some cry out for water, some are already still. You walk the rows, staff tapping softly against the floorboards. Patients recoil at the sight of your mask.
Ass!
To them you are not a healer. You are a bird of death. You kneel by a young girl, no older than 8. Her eyes flutter open, wide with terror. She tries to speak, but only blood spills from her mouth. You hold her hand until it goes limp. Then you move on. Outside carts rattle past, wheels heavy with mud. The driver calls out hoarsely, "Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead." Doors. Open bodies, wrapped in linen, in rags, in nothing at all, are dragged to the cart. The pile grows higher, limbs sticking out at odd angles. Heads lolling as the cart jolts forward. You keep walking. You cannot look too long, because if you do, you will see yourself there. Evening drags the sun down, but not the death. Torches flare. In alleys, the bells still toll. You return to your small chamber at the edge of the city. You strip off the leather gloves, the heavy robe, the mask. Your skin is raw where sweat has soaked through. Your lungs ache from the stench. You wash your hands in vinegar. You burn the cloths you used. You drink a cup of thin wine, though your stomach turns at the taste, and you sit in silence. The faces of the day haunt you. The boy, the mother, the little girl's hand going limp. You wonder if you will dream of them tonight or if you will. Dream of nothing at all. Some nights you wake coughing, heart pounding with fear that it has finally come for you. You feel your neck for swellings, your armpits for lumps. You breathe, waiting for the pain. So far it has not come, but you know it will. No mask, no staff, no herbs can hold death away forever. And still, when the horn sounds at dawn, you rise. You tie the mask, you lift the staff, and you walk into the streets again. Because if you do not, who will? The morning bell tolls again. Its sound is hollow, as though even the metal is tired of mourning. You rise, your body aching from another sleepless night. The mask waits on the table long beaked, its leather stiff. With sweat and smoke, you tie the straps, the scent of herbs stale inside. For a moment, you imagine the mask itself has grown heavier, as if it knows the truth. It cannot protect you. Still, you lift the staff. Still, you open the door. The streets are worse than yesterday. A cart has overturned, spilling bodies into the mud. Flies swarm in black clouds. Dogs fight over scraps of flesh until soldiers drive them away with spears. A woman wails, tearing at her hair as men drag her husband to the pyre. Her voice cuts through the air like broken glass, but no one stops. No one ever stops. The city is drowning. Every hand is already grasping for breath. You enter the plague house. The stenches. Unbearable, sweat, blood, excrement, and the sweet rot of death. The air is thick with incense. Priests waving censers desperately, as if smoke can chase the sickness away. Cots line the floor, spilling into the halls. Patients cough until their bodies shake, eyes bulging, buboes swelling purple and black. Some whisper prayers, some beg for water. Some only stare, hollow, already halfway gone. You move among them. Staff tapping softly on the floor. A boy clutches your robe, his fingers thin as twigs. "Am I going to die?" he whispers. You do not answer. You cannot. You only squeeze his hand and move on. At the far corner, you find a colleague. Matteo. He was one of the first to don the mask when the plague began. He once laughed, saying the beak made him look like a bird. His voice was warm, his courage stronger than most. Now he lies on a cot, the mask set aside. His skin is pale, his eyes glassy, swellings bulge along his neck. His breath rattles when he sees you. He tries to smile. "It found me," he croaks, "after all this time. It found me." You kneel beside him. You press his hand. Whisper that he fought well, that he saved many. He shakes his head weakly. No one will remember. His voice is a whisper. Not me, not you. Only the mask. Hours later, his chest stills. You place the mask back over his face. It's not to save him now, but to hide the sight of what death has made of him. Outside, the bells toll again. The carts roll again, and the world forgets him before the pyre has. Cooled that night, you return to your chamber. You strip the mask away, staring at its long beak. You wonder how many breaths it has trapped, how many deaths it has watched. How many of its wearers have gone to the fire, their names lost, their faces erased. You wash your hands in vinegar until your skin burns. You drink wine that tastes of ashes. You sit in silence, hearing Matteo's words echoing in your skull. Only the mask. Days pass. The plague does not relent. The houses overflow. Graves cannot be dug fast enough. Whole streets fall silent. Each morning, you still tie the mask. You still lift the staff. You still walk into the shadow of death. But inside, something shifts. You no longer think of survival. You no longer hope for an end. You only work because the dying must not be alone, even if you are. One evening, as the sun bleeds across the rooftops, you pause on a bridge. The river below is choked with waste, the banks lined with fresh graves. Smoke rises from 1,000 fires. You close your eyes, and you wonder if the world will ever remember what you have done, not the failures. Not the bodies you could not save, but the hands you held, the prayers you whispered, the children who did not die alone because you stayed. You know the answer. The world will not remember. It will remember only the plague, only the dead, only the fear, and perhaps in time, the mask. Years later, when the sickness has burned itself out, when new generations walk the streets rebuilt on ash, the masks will remain, hung on walls, locked in cabinets, displayed in curiosity shops, their long beaks staring silently. People will shiver.
Nice.
They will whisper of the Black Death. They will laugh nervously at the strange costume of the doctors. But they will not know your name. They will not know Matteo's name. They will not know any of you at all. You are the unsung heroes, the forgotten, guardians, the ones who walked willingly into death so that others could walk out. Imagine rising each day, knowing you will be cursed by the living and forgotten by the dead, working until even your mask cannot hide your fear. Would you have carried the staff into the streets, or turned away while the bells tolled without you? For more untold lives and hidden histories, subscribe to Refound Legacy.